December 2022. From what I understand, there was a call for help because he was about to get soul swapped. It already happened. I saw him in an ultraviolet, timeline where he was in hell. And it was no joke. And I guess, I don't know if he wore that just to appeal to my fans who he felt would do something. That's why I'm late, mad fucking late, but I need to do something. But, she's been trying to kick everything out their body. Tried to do it early this morning. The Ashley Terrells. Whew. Anyways, to make a long... I feel like weird shit happening. Look like a snake on the ground. Y'all don't see that shit. Now that shit getting bigger and bigger. So way out there. Midnight knowledge start changing to air. Midnight knowledge starts to get bigger. Just like that Hollywood sign. I know that Hollywood sign ain't that fucking huge. And I saw it like huge fucking pixelated. I'm like, I know that's not my reality. So I'm after 1558 hertz or 1588 hertz. But anyways, when they were showing the wheel of celebrities, they were on like a wheelbarrow, meaning manufactured and orchestrated in 2028. That's the timeline where they're supposed to be in. The person soul swapped me. And some of them, I heard of Sophia Rose or something. I heard in that timeline they got a president by the name of Doug Brzezinski, who everybody voted for and likes because he half black. But, I heard in my timeline, nobody in their right fucking mind who's, even if you remotely like conspiracy theorists, perspicacious about shit, you would not vote for him. He got slave labor factories where they instantly kidnap the homeless and make them work there to the point of death or kill them off there. They've been killing off the homeless in that timeline, and I refuse to have my energy and all of that used by motherfuckers I don't fucking like, who I hate to begin with. That's why I want them dead. That's Cersei's the Rothschild. I want them dead. I don't want them niggas alive. I had to buy a second phone because I was fearful of my phone breaking. This phone is on very precarious terms. I won't lie, it started to work a lot better right after I got rid of that phone. I never had like backup phones from government network. But anyways, in that timeline, from what I understand, the reason why they're using overt MK Ultra stars, and this is why Latasha Harlins don't even want to fucking deal with that time. She saw her past life relatives come out at her. She's like, why are these niggas saying, hey dude, and talking like me? Hey bro, what's up? Woo woo woo. They got Zendaya acting like that. She a big celebrity in that timeline, but they say she is mad orchestrated and mad made to look like a fucking god, incarnated god like me. And taking a lot of my attributes, and they use some astral technology at Buckingham Palace that's in her timeline to put all of that shit in her and make her become me. I had all the motherfuckers fuck with me a while back. Woo! Doing some Palomayumbi. I heard Prince Charles was in there. The girl that soul swapped me. Because anyways, trying to find who the fuck she is. That's the bit. But they keep trying to, with those two, they keep trying to elude the name. Anyways, with that being said, from what I understand, they're getting these MK Ultra models who, when they interview, they just say what they're told to say. They're like, yes, oh, okay. They're trying to get the people, condition the people to be more applicable to being controlled, from what I understand. And that was the explicit agenda. I remember right before I left that timeline, you know, they were showing me mines with, you know, 2022, SoundCloud era. The big one was Takashi, who they were going to use to promote the pedophile agenda. I ain't got much of a problem with that shit, to be honest with you. As long as they ain't like 5, 6, or 6. But they shouldn't be fucked up, you know, just steer clear of that. You know, in many societies, you know, 13, 14, indigenous societies especially, the minute you hit puberty, you're ripe. But I don't agree with like patriarchal or even, you know, hyper, you know, I can see matriarchal, but hyper patriarchal shit. You got Zendaya in that timeline acting like that and everything. Like same thing with the girl who soul swapped. She did a song in their music. They do somewhere they got zip, 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 zip. And they'll just kind of like that song Far Away by Ambrosius or something, whatever that lady's name was when they made good music. Nobody likes that name who's about my age. I mean, that music that the girl who soul swapping makes. She makes it with Lil Wayne, and they stole from my use of frequency. I remember he appeared in my timelines. He's one's running from the demiurge. Him and them 2 kids. They homunculuses. They're not supposed to exist. The demiurge will cape from because from what I understand, just like with that girl, soul swap me, Lacoste, he, you know, in 5 timelines, she was able to escape her fate, by the way. She's from Atchafalaya Bay, Pedestrian, Louisiana. He wanted to cover my powers and all of that. That's why I fuck with the devil more. And when her ancestors saw what God was up to, they like, you the most evil motherfucker to fuck up 2 good families. Why do that to us? Why, you know, for your own fucking selfish agenda? Why do that? You know, I heard her parents in that timeline, they don't even want to have anything to do with her, but they take her money, you know, ancestral money with Baron Samedi and all of that, and enrich them. At our expense, you know, I talked about them taking over our shit a long time ago. It could fuck us up. It could fuck us up. You know, with that being said, with your boy Lil Wayne, with them homunculuses are not supposed to exist, you're supposed to go to the Egyptian gods. But, yeah, because, where was I trying to go with that? Because he wanted, all right, I'm trying to figure out where I was going with that, but you set up shit where you you can always break free of shit. Kind of set up shit where it's hard to break free. But I was trying to see where I was going with that. It's very, very pivotal, you know. But I will say I heard in timelines where I went to De La Salle and avoided the material path. You know, I heard that my higher self spirit team was telling me and urging me, don't go out on the spiritual path. It'll get Baron Samedi in your path, and all of a sudden this bullshit's gonna happen. You know, with God and all of this and the demiurge, the he Kate bullshit. That's why my poor child spirit guy was telling me back in Santa Monica that night, give that guy the $20. You know, it was like some fucking road thing with it where I became he Kate, but some weird shit. I saw something in the mirror right there. I mean, I kept seeing mirror images of myself. I keep seeing that a lot, especially over here. There's a mirror right there. But where I'm reborn, I believe to the Mount Bad Winds of Rothschilds, and an alternate timeline of the same, but back in 1993, where I end up just fucking poor. There really is no other path, so he can be able to covet my spiritual powers. So that's the demiurge setting that shit up and orchestrating that. So something got to be done. With that being said, they got a song where they're trying to do it like aliens do it, where it's pure music and it comes internally, but they can't pull it off because it's not a very spiritual society. And I kept seeing, and I saw Rose Spears was showing me some significance going to happen in 2037. I'm feeling either mind control or some major catastrophe. You know how they've been proselytizing that, because them niggas are aliens. You know, the Rothschilds are aliens. The Mountbatten Windsors are actually cyborgs and all of that. You know, they got a red button that they could press to just shut them off. Who the Rothschilds got breeding rights to after they made the allegiance to the alien species or something that they come from. You're gonna try to put them. Don't. I don't know. Hey, don't go for it. That's the suckerfish entity that they got underneath the Getty Museum and all of that. It's a very fucked up species, and right, one of them spirit team is gonna tell me that. But that's why that child spirit guide, and I think in nothing but 3 or 4 timelines, and I'm still at the American Motel. I was back then trying to match it up with that. All I should have done, and I heard what that girl did right after she left the manor. She was trying to act like me by walking around topless, and, you know, it was a white guy who knew, and he said point blank, because he kept having repeated dreams. He was a bald-headed guy who I think I put on my blog one day, who said, that's not her in that body. He knew of me on the PCH. I think he went out there. But he was like, that's not her in that body. And walk right the fuck off. Walk right the fuck off. My soul consciousness is supposed to be there to this day. Hopefully nothing happens to you. 694-695 hertz, 1181 hertz in that timeline to see. And I feel her, I'm pulling shit. was the Ashley the cause. I don't give the Rothschilds permission to do anything to me. They've been stealing my shit for her, making her, helping her become me, and just rendering me obsolete. And he actually saw that in his dream. I was told the bald-headed guy, he was shown the worst would materialize, which is you would have somebody who feel like they are entitled to become you, steal everything from you, and then kill you off. And he saw energy harvesting to the point of death, and that's exactly what's been happening. That's why we're putting these codes here on how to rebuild. I'm going to start putting more of 808 hertz can put you back in your body, along with 110 hertz combined with 000 hertz. And I heard that, Zenu, they call on Zenu at the Church of Scientology to help out with that, put somebody back in their body. They did it for Christina Aguilera, who in one timeline they took out of her body, and her mama went ballistic. All the time, I remember hearing on media reports she smelled like a hot dog, and I smelled that with me one time. That means getting taken out of your body. A lot of celebrities be smelling like that, and a lot of them join the Church of Scientology to flounce that bullshit from happening. That's why you got a lot of people trying to join the Church of Scientology. It's like a rebuttal against that evil shit. Insurance, life insurance policy against that. So hopefully more people learn about the 808 hertz frequency, which Kanye West taught against. And that's because the entity attachment in him, either he was low-key trying to teach y'all that, to put y'all on game so it could help you out if you get soul swapped, as well as the other celebrities, or what? Because when I used it one night, it will put you back. With that being said, she sung something. I kept hearing it being played over and over again, talking about trying to be deep, but not really. Where she was like, yeah, you're safe with me. You're here with me. No more prostitution. And you look like a blow-up fucking doll. It's an insult, and it continually to me talking about fix your hair. Because she looked like Mama June. Like this bitch. A fat white bitch who was fucking obese when she was in her body herself. Wait, we talked about going into the past to do something about him. Feel the presence anymore. My dad was going to fix that up one night where that bitch was never born. My connection to God, my dad, hopefully nothing bad happens to him. I'm going to try to protect him as much as I can. But in that timeline, from what I understand, they got them people just saying no personality in their responses like that broad whatsoever. And I heard that they wanted me gone so that they can have a totally manufactured celebrity using the spiritual powers of somebody very powerful whom they can create to do whatever they want. Some people on the wilderness alternate universe. Road spirits kept. I'm just saying. I kept feeling MK Ultra the fuck out of people in that timeline, trying to. Like in that timeline, I heard that in their Instagrams, like for response videos, they'll just do against the status quo, and they started killing off free thingers. Like there was a black brother who used to be big on sleeping outside, and they forced him inside. He was like, "There's some energy that's against anybody against the norm, or who's counterculture." And one day when he was sleeping, I heard they used my powers, my energy, the Mount Bad Witnesses and Rothschilds to wake the guy up the minute he was going to be comfortable and sleep outside. Sleep in the shade for a little bit. And it was just like for a brief respite. So there's a lot of, it's something about this whole situation and me. A lot of fucked up things that's going to start with me. I heard they're going to steal a lot of the God's powers, like Indian gods, especially the African gods. Lake Wabaran Samedi is the start. I heard Prince Charles and Prince Andrew would take him over at times, so a lot of his soul consciousness and everything U694, 695 on 181 hertz to see. And would try to steal people blessings in the spirit plane and everything. Play it by neural meditation, see what I'm talking about. And when they would show up, I think the Avengers song would play by Seal. I never heard that song. I never really followed them. Sound like type of shit white people would fucking be into if they call themselves liking black music. Some watered down version of our shit. But there was something else I wanted to say about that whole God thing. That's some fucked up shit. 5 timelines that girl was able to escape, and she was fucking happy. Okay, so right now I'm playing the 3002 hertz. The yellow one on YouTube will help out a lot. As many zeros at the end and beginning as possible. Just say too much about that, but she almost threw out an entity attachment of my ability to play 3002 hertz early and just fucked with something just now. It was stealing my whole soul. I saw that at one point last week. I was no longer connected to my soul. Like I say, they keep taking me out of my body. And keep trying to keep me stuck. That's an evil motherfucker. Very evil. Like I say, that guy said he saw something very fucked up. Very fucked up coming that day. That's why it's a lot. Because if I get back, like with the control by the CIA, I saw that with Zendaya's consciousness. Controlled by the CIA in that timeline. I heard would have thought they could just woke you back out of your body. That happened with Kanye West and Kim Kardashian. Her real self, I believe, when he was about to get back. Higher self wouldn't have let that happen. I heard Chloe. I don't want to talk too much, but that's an evil motherfucker. Somebody throw the triangle signs over there just now. Portal for demons. I noticed that pulling up, but it's actually positive for me. But that guy was saying himself, it's become very convoluted. The bitch got with somebody instantly, I think, hooked her up with Lil Wayne. At first, I heard she was at Montecito, prostitute. Now, I don't know what the fuck was going on. I was shown the Beverly Hills Hotel or something where they had her set up. And then from there, she was staying with Lil Wayne or something while, I even had a dream about it, whereas my parents were in the Roach realm. And an ancestor of mine's, Marie Laveau, who got fucked up by these people, was showing me. 694, 695 hertz, 1181 hertz, see what's going on with her. There's a bunch of her and my ancestors that got fucked up. But with that being said, she started Cassandra Noonan some degree, but with that being said, hopefully they don't harm that fucking guy. And I heard Marie Laveau's voice speaking just now, so like he's trying to fuck with her. taking some out. That's some scary shit to be behind your cell phone. If it wasn't for Barron's family, I would have been fucked. But I heard it'll be hell to try to get back in my body. So I gotta fuck up some people to be able to get back. I remember seeing in a dream, and that was her, really me, DJ Khalid, getting on a whatchamacallit with him while my parents, my dad looked like he had no consciousness whatsoever. All fucked up because they tried to fuck him up before, and I used 3517 hertz to put him back. Fuck with the entity attachments, I believe. And him and a couple of my ancestors were looking out of it, like they got lobotomized. I heard that one time when he was able to get back in his body in that timeline. He can't anymore because from what I understand, they died. They looked all fucked up. Like, he looked fucked up like, where am I? Where have I been? And I heard they took a white car. I was shown the timelines and everything and brought it out here when I became a major celebrity. And that's after they got soul swapped themselves. My whole family perished not that long after. That's why I saw in my soul consciousness Raven versus drug addiction. Carrie Kristen. Parents versus drug like that. Even here, they on alcohol. My mom, she got gout-like legs and all of that, fucked up legs. Saw in a wheelchair. She was already fucked up before, but not to that degree. And I remember because they got soul swapped. When I spoke with her over the phone, they're saying, when I asked how my brother Kristen was doing, she said, "Who's Kristen?" So it's a lie. I gotta take down the Illuminati before I can get back. And all but 5 timelines did I not go through with that heat cake thing. Something about I don't know if it was some soul tie or what. I know on the PCH and Diet Coleman made a deal. I heard, the sacrifice, and that's when Euphoria started taking off, talking about sacrifice that, not on the PCH. Which is fucked up because I thought, she was all about black empowerment. Like I seen them timelines, I seen her. And very fucked up situation. Like I said, once I get out of this situation, I'm gonna have to get rid of that phone. Pierre Holmes and Zoe Jennings and all that, I heard they, one got 5 Fortune 500 companies she run. I heard if I was a survivor, they would still have given her like a $500 million position. Because Ralph Lauren just liked how ruthless she was. She fucked up a young lady in South Central, and one of them parents owns a club. Pierre Holmes owns a Pearl Jam. They call Beverly Boulevard Mission Boulevard now, I heard. They took a lot of my higher to higher selves and put them in their consciousnesses and killed them off and just took their spiritual powers. That's why I feel dead and empty. That Giddy Villa thing is, I've been playing that Sakau's frequency. I was playing it all night and everything else. They keep blowing up my consciousness. Man, I played 5302 hertz the other day. It fucked up something. Can't even play my, whatchamacallit thing here. Because they did something, the Illuminati did something to tie themselves to it and fuck shit up. Stealing my soul consciousness the other day, and Bear insanity, my higher to higher selves is trying to ameliorate that. Big part of my tooth fell out. That guy said I let it play out for too fucking long to where that bro got a whole history in my body. And she brings the Illuminati, and that makes things a lot more complex. Seriously, did something to try to fuck with my body early this morning to keep me from getting back so I die. They keep trying to kill my ass off. So I gotta get back. That shit's real. That's an evil motherfucker. The guy was saying at the manor. That was some evil shit. Fucked up. I never see this guy leave. The show would have went in another direction. I just should have took it more seriously back then. I shouldn't. This motherfucker driving in the middle of the road. That's kind of odd. He's in not driving, but he's in. Whatchamacallit, I believe that's a portend of a certain timeline. I saw belongings on the back of that motherfucker. I didn't see that shit. It's just the guy with a green hat. I didn't see all that. I saw a lot of belongings in the back. So that's weird. Astro shit. It should be morphing. You know, when the Island Mirage 3 Atlas shit first happened, they were doing some tests. Yeah, okay. I see. But I swear it was in bag. They were doing some tests. They were doing some tests. Certain amount of bad witnesses and Rothschilds and Meghan Markle that's been going back in time trying to eliminate me from existence. I saw something where they were going to try to set it up